Hi, this is David Browder again. It's good to see you. I'm here at Camp Allen at Clergy Conference. We get together every October and have some speakers and get to know each other a little bit better and whatnot. But I'm shooting this this little part of our Ezra study here at Camp Allen out in the woods. It's a very nice place. And what I wanted to talk about a little bit today about this time was with Ezra. The returning exiles had begun to attract enemies, and we have talked about those off and on as the study has progressed. But the intensity of the adversarial nature of these enemies is increasing, and they are using everything in the book really to try and delay or to halt the building of the temple, the building of the walls, the building of the altar, all the sorts of things that need to happen in order for Israel to reclaim its vocation. So what they have done, the enemies, they have done all sorts of, they have bribed officials, they have discouraged, they have mocked, they have done all sorts of things that you've encountered. We've all encountered things like this, and so this is happening, and it reminds me a bit of us in the sense that we tend to personify enemies. If you think of a particular group of people, you might identify an enemy. But what I'm here to tell you, and what the Bible is telling us, that our enemies, unlike the returning exiles, our enemies are not flesh and blood. We're told this. Our enemies are principalities and powers. Our enemies are the world, the flesh, and the devil in particular. And as this flood has sort of washed over us, and as we recover, a lot of things come out of the other end of that, and discouragement, depression, and the world is sort of the collective fallen human race that is just sort of under the sway of the devil. And of course, you have the devil and you have the flesh, and our flesh, as Jesus said, is weak. Our spirit is willing, flesh is weak. And sometimes our flesh conspires with the world and the devil to undo us and undo our families. And it's important to note, it's important to see that the enemies are not Democrats. The enemies are not the Republicans. They're not Texas A&M. They're not Texas. They're not your local sheriff. They're not your local mayor. That to see it that way is to not see the true enemy. And the true enemy wants to undo us, wants to undo our marriages, wants to undo our families, wants to undo our churches, to move us away from being salt and light in our neighborhood, in our part of the city, the place where we have been called to minister. So my question to you is, where is the enemy going after you? Where is he, and where do you need the grace of Christ? Where do you need the gospel? Where do you need the power of God, as Paul says in 2 Timothy? Because we are not given a spirit of fear in Christ. We're given the power of God. Where do you need that? And where can I pray for you as far as that goes? Well, we'll think about that as we think about enemies and as we think about rebuilding, and where actually the animosity comes from. Well, let me sign off. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you when I return from Camp Allen.